Welcome, Pathfinders, to the Find the Path podcast actual play of the Hell's Rebels Adventure Path.
Doom!
Now with more Doom!
Yeah.
So much Doom!
That was substantially more Doom.
Doom.
I am so sad we have to fight these guys because they sound so cute.
I
don't know
interesting.
if cute is the right word.
No, cute's right. They're little bird
what they
guys.
sound when they make a little Doom sound.
They're not really
sound is
little,
cute.
though. They're like...
Yeah, but they're like big old beefy boys.
I guess.
That's what makes them
They're
makes
little
me sad
in
I have
their
to fight
hearts.
I don't know if that's true. They sound murderous.
He's cool.
swole.
them.
Yeah, they
so
are
swole.
they're very muscular.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. It's like if Chris Hemsworth were a giant bird man.
Weird.
That tangent aside, when last we left off our silver ravens descending down underneath the Long Roads Coffeehouse had entered into the former temple of Callistra known as the Wasp's Nest. Here they had found an unfortunate soul murdered by I guess it's not technically murder when an animal does it, but killed by a crocodile or a pair of crocodiles, albino sewer gators, who had swum their way in before attacking the party.
Don't like that.
A fight had then ensued, of which the party was eventually victorious. I apologize. I think I said crocodile. I think they're alligators.
They are alligators.
Albino alligators.
Get your off-brand Crocs out of here. We hate them anyway.
Name brand only on this show.
Fortunately, unfortunately for me, but fortunately no one was death rolled as the party fought valiantly to battle
Not
against
for lack
these
of
things.
trying, jumping in the water after them. So
Jumping in the water. Niccolo, I think, put one in a headlock.
Yeah, it was fun.
yes.
Regardless, Niccolo bust out some awesome wrestling moves from his high school wrestling team days. Go Devil's Nursery Devils. I'm going to guess what your team names. They're not very inventive.
It's probably true.
Yeah, well, I mean, the school also didn't have a huge budget, so, you know.
Yeah. The group then noticed a curious figure, a bird-headed individual creeping around the corner.
He was
The source
very
seemingly
upset.
of the chants of doom that they'd heard this entire time. And he kind of watched what was going on, seemingly in some entertainment, until he realized that you'd scared the alligators away. Adria then stepped forward and attempted to do her best, like, kind of calm him down and like, hey, guy, let's talk. At which point he had screamed, Doom! And launched himself through the air at Adria, and I believe we left
he's a
off
bad
in
boy.
mid-combat. So he's a bad boy. So let me cue up some Sirenscape here. Sirenscape, buff birds. So yeah, it is the dire Corby's turn.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, why?
Dang it.
So he is going to spend his first 2 actions to do a leaping charge.
Oh, my.
Oh boy. He's going to tear you apart.
Oh, God.
So he succeeds on his long jump
Well,
with
of
his
course.
powerful leaper trait, leaping 20 feet through the air.
Oh my god.
As
my
he
goodness.
lunges across the distance, diving straight at Adria. He is adjacent to an enemy at the end of this, which allows him to strike twice as
Hey,
he
we
dives
ain't
down
enemies.
towards you.
We're friends. We ain't enemies.
I think he gets to determine whether or not
Dang
you're
it.
enemies.
Dang it.
All right, so the first one is only a 16. However, the second one is a 23.
Yeah, they both hit.
So you don't manage to roll out of the way of this as
Nope.
both of its claws
Oh, God.
come down at you as it screams, Doom! And dives to the attack. Both of the claws slash into you for 4 points of damage each, 8 points of damage total.
Owie.
It then uses its last action to scream, Doom! In your face, making a demoralization check as it
Ooh.
screams at you.
Right in your face. Oh my god.
All right, so that is an 18 against your will DC.
Haha, no, my will DC is a 19, baby.
Wow, that's impressive. Very nice.
I'm willful.
You're bleeding, but you're just like, oh, what the heck, guy? I was trying to help you.
Yeah. Like, that's not how you treat your elders. Stop it.
Do we even know how old this thing is?
I don't know, but I'm 90.
True. Chances are.
Prepare to be disappointed when you find out.
Oh.
So that brings us to Rachel. What is Vittoria up to?
I'm pretty sure Vittoria is bleeding out on a dock, but
Are you dying?
Wait. Wait,
no,
what?
not really. I think
She's just taking a lot of
I've
damage.
just taken a lot of damage. I've gotten beat up quite a bit in this game.
She's dyeing the water around her red.
Because, like, her first instinct is get in there and help people. But honestly, I don't know how much she could really do at the moment. I'm going to move forward 20 feet, and then I'm going to battle medicine against, or I guess 4, not against. For
Anti-medicine.
Offensive medicine.
It is 1 day, by the way, so.
You will
No,
be
'cause
healed.
I have a thing, forensic medicine.
Ah, okay, good.
It says that I can use battle medicine. When you use battle medicine on a success, the target recovers additional hit points equal to your level, and the target becomes temporarily immune for only 1 hour, not 1 day.
Oh, nice.
I can do it.
I think so far you've only used it on yourself.
I have only attempted to use it on myself.
Actually, I don't think that was successful either.
One of them was successful.
It's okay. Adria's gonna pick up battle medicine too, and then we'll be medicining the crap out of people, slapping
All right,
band-aids
so-
left and right.
Well, apparently, and this is what I said in a previous episode, she's used to working on other people, not herself, because I just rolled a 19.
Ooh,
Nice.
Very nice.
Plus 4, so 23.
All right.
And then it's 2d8, I believe.
Wow.
Victoria patches up Niccolo for 10 points.
Very nice.
So she runs forward, spritzes you with some alcohol, and quickly wraps your arm.
Jeez, I'm back up to full from that. Well done. Thank you.
Nice.
And she's actually really good at this. It's just not on herself.
Mundane healing is excellent in second edition.
All right, you have an action
So-
remaining.
I am going to use my last action to step up behind Adria so I can patch her up next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
okay.
then
I'm staying
step
here.
after healing up
Well, I mean,
Niccolo.
you don't have to. Are you going to pull back?
I don't know. We'll see how I feel when it's my turn.
Okay.
It's going to be a bit. So, Niccolo.
Yeah.
All right. Niccolo then is going to try to move around. This will provoke an attack of opportunity if the dire corby has it. He'll move around to flank with Adria.
All right. You seem to be good.
Excellent.
It kind of cocks its head over towards you, Doom, as you circle around.
Well, it's going to be doom for somebody. We'll then lift up the Morning Star and try to brain this thing, I guess.
All right.
He rolls a 13.
Slide in behind the dire corby, swing out.
With a 19 total.
A 19 will strike your flanked target,
Very well.
your
So I
flat-footed
get
target.
I get a sneak attack then. Woo.
Nice. Kill it. Make it dead.
Let's do this.
2 seconds ago, you wanted to be its friend, and now you're like, make it dead.
It took me to half health in 1 turn. I want it dead.
I was about to say, it did just claw her up pretty good, so...
Yeah.
Adrian doesn't have any patience for this nonsense.
I roll 2 2s, which gets me a total of 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
I will use my last action to strike again, because...
Nice.
Wow, alright. This is going to be less good, though. I roll an 11, which gets me a total of a 12, because my weapon is not agile.
A 12 will not strike your target.
Didn't think so, but it was worth a shot.
From Niccolo, we go to Lucia.
Okie dokie. So, Lucia is going to start off with a fascinating performance to see if I can either 1, fascinate, and 2, get some panache. So this is against the will DC of our dire corby friend here.
All right.
She brandishes her sword and she cries out, Doom! Hopefully that's an insult in its language or something. She's not sure, but it makes her feel good. Okay, so I roll a 9 for a 15 performance check.
15 is higher than its will DC.
Yeah! I'm assuming I didn't beat it by 10 or more, though, so it's not actually fascinating.
It does not have a -5 will DC.
Hey, you know what? I can dream. Okay, so I have some panache now, and then I am going to move the 20 feet into base-to-base contact with it. I'm going to kind of assume that Vittoria is going to get into the flank with me eventually, but for now, I will just go ahead and give it a strike.
You know, I thought I'd leave it open for Cesare to get in there. You know, just
Rachel's like, you can assume, sure.
Cesare's like, I'm all out of spells. It's like, are you a wizard or aren't you?
I'm out of
Yep.
my, fun spells. I'm going to electrocute it. I mean...
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
that's the way. This is the way.
All right.
Yeah, just make sure that it's like a defibrillator, just be like, clear!
Oh, jeez.
Nobody grapple it right now.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. So I roll an 8 for a 15.
A 15 will not strike the dire corby as it spins out of your reach, your blade just making a small gash across its arm, but not getting any purchase
Boo.
against its rock-hard biceps.
Oh.
You're such
he
a
clearly
bro.
lifts. This bro
Wow.
lifts.
Doom.
If you'd
What
been
you did-
making low dooms, we would have known danger.
What you didn't know was that Doom just means bro in the Corby tongue.
Bro.
He goes flying through the air and yells, bro! And dives at you. I found an advanced Corby template now.
Oh,
So
boy.
from Lucia, we go
The
to
dude broke Corby.
from Bro
Broby.
Corby we go to actually from Lucia we go to Cesare.
All right. Cesare is gonna cast lightning arc. It can make or electric arc. Sorry.
Reflex save, I believe.
Yes.
It gets a 21.
Wowzers.
Yeah, it seems dexterous.
It's weirdly dexterous for such a
I
buff
only
creature.
do 5 points of damage, and Cesare will let out a sigh and draw his crossbow because, good lord,
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're to that part of the adventure right now. when the wizard draws the crossbow, we're in real trouble.
Like,
Not second edition.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be another action for him to load it, and then it'll be a third round
Yeah.
before he fires it. If this thing's still going by then, we'll see what happens. Yep, Cesare, an arc of lightning streaks between this creature, arcing off of the ceiling and sending dust and pebbles raining down about your compatriots as we go to Adria.
All right, Adria shifts her stance and bounces on her feet a little bit and throws a punch at this bird.
Language.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm a pirate.
language.
It's hard. I guess nobody knows that.
Niccolo raises his eyebrows like, oh, okay.
I suddenly feel like Adria needs one of those collapsible top hats like Jacob in the Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Just collapses it, slides it in her coat, and punches a guy in the face.
Excuse me
right,
for a moment. Bam.
I roll a 12, 17 against this flat-footed bird, hopefully, because he's flanked.
A 17 will hit your flat-footed opponent as you rabbit punch out at this thing.
I roll a 1 on that, so 2 points of damage.
All right.
Hey, you know what?
We're
You know
on
what?
it today, guys.
It's second edition. You could still keep hitting him.
She's going to punch again.
There you go.
All right. Second punch.
It's agile, too.
That's only a 7 on the die, so an 8's probably not going to hit.
An 8 will not strike your target. What would you like to do with your third action?
What would I like to do with my third action? I don't know. Adria's having a good time. Adria's going to draw her rapier with her third action.
I thought you were just going to be like, hey, Drew's having a good time. Punch.
Adria's having a good time, but she knows a -3 modifier is probably not going to hit.
All right. From Adria, we go to the Corby.
Hooray, we have it mostly surrounded.
It's not good. I don't love it, to be honest.
We're gonna find out it has whirlwind attack or something.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
It will.
Well, it has 3 attacks, because it has 3 actions.
At the very minimum, yes. Maybe it has some special, cool other ability that we don't know about yet.
No.
It's his bro powers, guys. That's what we
why I'm
gotta look
way
out for.
over here.
He's swole. He swells up.
Because he's vegan. It's a vegan powers.
I don't think he's vegan.
The Scott
I think he's the
Pilgrim
opposite of
That's
vegan.
Scott Pilgrim
Yeah.
reference. Yeah.
Everybody knows
I know, I
vegans
get
are
it,
better.
but I think he's the opposite of vegan.
Oh no, he's definitely a meat boy.
The first thing he's going to do is spin around on Niccolo and just scream, Doom! As he attempts to demoralize.
So funny.
This is funny.
This is the weirdest fight. It's so funny but so deadly.
That's a 17 against your will DC.
Yeah, that'll beat my will DC.
All right. So you are shaken.
This
It will then
is
lash out with a claw.
terrifying.
Shaken
It's
one, I
electric.
assume.
Shaken 1.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a good roll.
Don't say
Uh-oh.
things like that.
That's a good roll as in a 25.
Oh my god.
Against me, right? All right, yeah, that'll hit.
All right.
It's not a critical, but that'll hit.
Good thing I
Jesus.
patched you up.
Yeah.
That is the fun thing with the shaking condition now that applies to AC too. So it's like, oh, my odds of criticalling have gone up. However, it does not. It does manage to slice you still for 7 points of damage as its claw rakes across you.
Jeez.
It then takes a second swing. Chia missed it. Adria just punched it.
No, not me. I did nothing. I'm your friend.
Backpedaling real hard there.
I
You know,
I
told
think
this
Adria
20
might be a little
million-year-old
bipolar.
That being said, it did see Niccolo basically grapple and beat the crap out of the lizard friend that it was trying to make. So it's going to go ahead and keep attacking Niccolo.
Well, fine.
That is a 16.
Does not hit me even frightened.
All
I was
right.
17. If I were frightened too, it would hit me. But
So yeah, you step back out of the way of the second swing as it glances off of your chain.
jeez.
It continues to bear down on you. Again, these things, they're not very tall. It's actually only 5 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
It's just super buff,
Jeez.
Goodness.
but continues to bear down on you as we go to Vittoria.
Victoria is going to, in between Adria's punches, try to just like patch her up, like stick the gauze on.
Nice.
Smart.
Smack a Band-Aid on real fast. You know?
Smack a Band-Aid on
It's one of those
it.
little like cross band-aids that you pop on. It's like, all better.
Yep. You pull out your Victorian like side satchel thing and pull out an injection of some sort of strange whatever, and then stick her with that.
I don't know if I carry syringes with me, but maybe. But again, better when I'm dealing with other people, because I rolled a 13, which with my medicine check gets me a 17
Excellent.
All right, that is a success. Healing for 2d8.
for 9 points.
All right,
Excellent. I'm back to full. Haha.
patching back up Adria.
Thanks.
Okay. And then I shall draw my short sword and move into the flank with Lucia.
Yay.
All right. You rush your way forward into the flank, bringing us to Niccolo.
Guess Niccolo's ears are still ringing a little bit. Just this thing is very loud. Niccolo will swing out with his Morning Star first of all. Probably not. I roll a 6, which with the frighten gets me an 11.
An 11 will not strike your target.
All right. He will use his second action to draw the silver dagger.
Okay.
Because it's agile. And
right.
go on ahead and swing out with his last action for another strike with the dagger.
Pulls the dagger in his offhand, starts 2-up fighting, dives to the attack against the corby.
Even worse. I roll a 5. So, you know what? I'm going to hero point that because I have hero points.
Yeah.
Go.
Yay.
And I'm going to lose it anyway at the end of this. So let's go.
All right, reduce that from 2 to 1.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I roll
is that
a
a-
2.
Oh, Ross.
So that ends up being, let's see here, with my various penalties, a 3.
That is a critical failure,
Oh
Yep.
no.
at which point it uses its reaction
Of course.
Uh-oh.
to start its Song of Doom,
What? What?
at which point it begins to chant, Doom, 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 in an almost cawing, laughing sort of manner. You will need to make a will save.
Aw.
I was
Wow.
really hoping I'd get to use that.
I roll a 7, so I'm going to use my last hero point because
Oh, no.
Come on,
That only
Russ.
gets-
We believe in you.
I really want to be heroic right now.
yeah, I really do. It's just not working.
Ross, no.
Hero
No,
points
Ross,
are
no.
buff kiss.
No. All right, Ross needs a handicap.
I roll a 3 on the reroll.
Oh.
Oh,
So twice
no.
I do worse on the reroll than I did on the initial. That's great.
Oh my god.
Feels like they're a trap, these hero points.
So I get a total of an 8.
That's very close to a critical failure, but is not.
Oh my
At
gosh.
least there's that. All right, what happens?
Instead, you're a shaken 1, so technically that means it'll just extend your shaken 1 for another turn, because you would have
Yeah.
recovered from your shaken 1 from the demoralized this turn, and instead it's just the longer duration.
I think it's technically frightened, by the way.
Yes.
But yes, same general idea. So, so I would normally go back to frightened 0. I'm still at frightened 1. Yay! Oh, also, Sorry, it was one lower because I was frightened one. Does a 7 critically fail?
A 7 critically fails,
No!
meaning that you are frightened too. As you,
Great!
as this thing
Better.
bears down at you.
So I think we've discovered that Niccolo has a fear of birds. What's that called?
I don't know, avian phobia?
Aviophobia.
I don't think that's a good idea considering we just got
Birds.
birds.
Magic
That's why
birds.
Niccolo wasn't playing around with the silver ravens. He's like, ravens freak me out.
Remember, they steal his sandwiches. He's not happy with them.
Yep, you are frightened too.
Woo! All
Crud.
right. Well, that's my turn. So
What a turn. What a turn.
What
that
a
was
twist.
my turn, technically.
What a twist, indeed.
Oh God.
From
Why?
Niccolo, who does everything he can to help the enemy, we go to Lucia.
Apparently.
Oh no.
Okay, all right. This calls for drastic action. I am going to do my confident finisher,
All right.
and on my first attack, letting out my own version of a doom cry. I'm trying to intimidate it, but I may just be telling it I like you a whole lot. Who knows? Okay, where are we at? Okay, here we go. Hey, that's an 18 on the die for a 25, and I'm flanking.
A 25 will critical your flat-footed foe as you dive to the
nice.
attack, plunging in with your finisher.
Okay, cool. And it's deadly D8, so this is going to be wonderful. 17 points of damage. Take that, Corby.
Wow.
Skewer through the side of this thing's neck, wrenching your blade back free. It looks over at you curious, spits up some blood, Doom, and falls to the floor.
Why do I feel bad about this? This is sad. I feel kind of bad.
Well, that was interesting.
Oh, I hate birds.
I liked it
I'm
better
so
when it
much.
was a voice in the distance just saying a cute doom sound.
Is everyone all right?
It looks
I'm
like
all right.
our boy over here ain't doing so hot.
I think I'm going to have nightmares.
Okay, well, don't worry about this build shucking sack of feathers. Let me throw it over the dock over here.
But
yeah,
throwing it
well,
into the water would probably not
bring
do
that
good things to the
gator
water.
back.
Maybe we can befriend that gator, and then we can have kind of a thing to guard. That'd be kind of neat.
Do you have the ability to befriend gators?
Oh, well, yeah. But I have to notice them before they notice me, or else they think I'm a snack. It's kind of a thing.
I still think we should get that other body out of the water.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Probably a good idea. I think Nicola is just going to take a quick breather for a moment.
It all ties back into Nicolo's story about that bird that stole his sandwich once. Mm-hmm. It just traumatized him.
Birds are bad luck for him. Jeez.
All right, I guess we'll pull the body out. I guess put it with this one since we don't want to tempt more gators back right now.
Yeah. Cesare loads
now.
his crossbow just in case.
So, Vittoria, do you know what happened to our friend over there?
I need to do a cursory examination.
Wasn't he just eaten by a gator?
I don't know
Well-
if I noticed anything else on it.
I have a feeling that maybe the dire corby was actually responsible for it and put him in the water to try to befriend the gators, but
He knocked him out and then was like, doom. Threw him in.
So, Vittoria, you're retrieving the body.
Yeah, I'm doing a cursory examination of the body.
Okay, are you pulling it out of the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get eaten by a gator again.
I mean, Adria's just kind of standing around because I don't really have anything to do. Oh, you know what? I'll focus on the water and, like, get my focus spells back.
Okay. So I'll just say, you hop down. Again, there are steps that lead down into the water's edge, so you can, like, step down a couple of steps and feel the waves wash up against your knees. Kind of commune here. Stare at Callistra staring back at you.
Nah, I mean, she's close enough.
close enough. Just don't tell Callistra that.
Yeah. What would Lucia like to do?
She doesn't seem like the type. She is the type to bear a grudge.
It's true.
I think Lucia is probably going to keep an eye towards the, I guess, room with the candle in it. And
Yeah.
just look for anything, jumping in front of the light or anything she can hear. She can't really see anything, but...
Okay. Cesare?
Cesare is just gonna kind of keep an eye out as well. I don't have any medicine or anything, so it's not like I can really help with the body
Okay.
situation.
Niccolo?
Niccolo would like to stealth closer to the southern edge. I don't plan on going into that room that I can see, but I'd at least like to be able to take a better look around down there.
Okay, so you want to sneak up to the chamber that you can see down the way where the stairs lead down into the room with the light.
Yes.
All right, let me bounce your stealth here, and we'll see what happens. -2
it
AC penalty.
Wait, what?
I
don't like...
It says -2 AC penalty. You're noisy, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, yes, sorry. I thought you meant my armor class was down by 2, but you meant armor check. Okay, I see.
Yes.
I was like, oh god, what? Why? What did I do? No.
All right, so Niccolo, you make your way forward, passing by the second entrance into that other room where you'd seen the old bunk beds. As you do so, you can actually glance in there and see that there's a small side room off of that room as well, which even from here you can see what look to be some benches with holes and buckets.
Interesting.
Bathroom.
Rudimentary latrine down here.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Niccolo, you slip down towards the end of this passage, this hallway, look inside this room and find almost looks like a warehouse. Stacks of unopened crates, some draped in moldering tarps, fill most of the space of this room, creating a maze of boxes. 2 tables sit at the center, are one with an unlit lantern, one with a lit lantern, softly glowing. Some smoke still raises from the unlit one, as if it was very recently extinguished.
Oh.
Cards are scattered about the desk. They look like Haro cards. And let me go ahead and make a quick recall knowledge for Niccolo, because that would be what this falls under. And this succeeds. You can tell from here that they appear to be Haro cards. In addition to that, you can tell that they are not arranged as if someone was performing a harrowing. They are arranged as if someone was playing a game called Towers. Which is considered very offensive for most actual horrors to use horror deck to play a regular card game.
Yeah. But for folks that like card games, I mean, you know, gotta use what you got.
It's a somewhat popular game, not particularly here. Much more so in Variscia.
All right. I guess he'll approach back toward the group because he doesn't want to like go off by himself. So
Slip back, stand alongside Lucia, probably give her a heads up.
Somebody else is still probably here.
I mean, I figured with the lamp and everything, were you able to see what's going on over there?
Not much more. There's a lot of boxes. They could be hiding just about anywhere in there.
You think if we kept saying the doom sound that maybe they would just assume that the Corby won?
No, because we've been here talking this whole time.
Well, moreover, it's been several minutes since then, so...
I like to think that Adria says that in annoyance, and she's like, I'm trying to meditate on nature.
She's just like, children.
You better not start saying doom over there. I thought I told you, kids.
Also, can we just specify that if these people were playing card games, they had a murderous buff bird, like, literally 50 feet away from them? So they were cool with the bird, apparently.
Maybe the bird was playing cards.
Well, or maybe for some reason the bird left them alone while they were doing so. I don't know. I don't know much about whatever that creature is. He points in the general direction. Yeah. Still, we should be cautious, but they don't seem to be aggressive, whoever they are, because otherwise they probably would have popped out to attack us while we were occupied.
Indisposed.
Yes. Another good one.
Vittoria also says in some annoyance that she's trying to examine a body.
Yeah, we're all like, shut up.
Look, I'm trying to tell you about danger, okay?
How long ago was the Night of Ashes?
The Night of Ashes was 8 days ago. Yeah, Vittoria, you finish your examination. I imagine removing your gloves, washing them out as best as you can in the water here.
Yeah. Definitely a male human, despite the missing pieces. I do not think the alligator had anything to do with his death, however. There's large bite marks, but all post-mortem. There are claw marks on his back that seem to have been before his death. Judging by the lack of any foaming around the mouth or in the throat, I don't think he died by drowning. I think he died because his neck is broken.
Oh.
That would do it.
So someone came to hide the body here, like dispose of it?
Seems logical.
Is this the guy, do you think?
If it is Nan, perhaps the dire corby killed it and put it in the water to draw the alligator's attention.
Could be.
They didn't seem to be trying to break any of our necks.
I mean, it didn't seem super picky either, though.
I think we'll definitely need Miss Longroad upstairs to make a positive identification.
We can at least put him on the dock for now. Maybe bring him toward the storehouse once we're done here.
Adria will need to meditate for another 5 minutes to regain her focus.
Oh, okay. It hasn't been 10 minutes?
Vittoria's recall knowledge would take 10 minutes, but she gets to do it in half time, so she does it in 5.
Okay.
Is anyone else injured?
I mean, I am, but you can't unfortunately patch me up again right now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Lucia would express the equivalent of I'm down 3 hit points, but I think I'll be all right.
I'm fine.
Cesare is fine. He doesn't get close to things.
Well, then...
I'm good, thanks.
Vittoria then is going to take the other 5 minutes to jot down all of her findings in her journal.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Cesare would reach up and scratch Raven underneath the chin. And you should
Chinny
never be
switches.
getting close to anything that could hurt you.
Well, yeah. Unless, of course, you're getting close, and then by the transitive properties of riding upon your shoulder, I'm also getting close to the combat.
Now that's a high intelligent familiar right there. Transitive property, man.
He sits in the math lecture sometimes.
She.
Or she
Yeah.
sits in the math lecture sometimes.
Just, goes to math class. It's like, no, I'm actually learning trig today.
I have a feeling like if Cesare gets called out of class, sometimes he's like, Raven, keep the lecture going.
Aw. Oh, I want to take a class from a kitty.
It's like, I'm feeling sick today, but we can't cancel classes. We have to send Raven in to teach.
Kids definitely can't cheat in his class between him and Raven watching them take tests and things
right.
like that.
Always watching.
Can,
You have your own teacher's assistant.
Can Vittoria do like another examination of this weird little shrine too, because she found it so odd before?
The Calistria shrine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd need to wade out there, but yeah. The water's waist deep.
Could someone act as a lookout for me while I go check this statue?
Sure. I'll keep an eye out.
Should we go in the water, Raven?
It's waist deep, so as long as I'm up here, we're fine.
She's like, no.
I like, we're fine. Like, as in, I'm fine.
Royal we.
Victoria removes her bag and journal and whatnot, leaves it on the dock, and then wades into the water to get a better look at this strange statue that's in the middle of a pool.
Yeah, Cesare is fine where he is on dry land.
Okay.
I'll stand in the water at the edge of the dock, I guess, just to keep an eye out. I mean, with my dark vision, I can see pretty far, but of course that doesn't necessarily help with seeing underwater, so...
So about 15 feet past Adria, about halfway to Vittoria.
Yeah.
Adria's
Okay.
meditation now includes a tiefling who's in the way of her medication. Or meditation.
In her
Medication.
I mean, if I am actually...
I need my water therapy.
If
No,
I
you're
am
fine, it's just
actually...
funny.
Okay. I was about to say, like, if I am actually interrupting, I can totally move, but...
No, it's just, she's just like, okay.
I mean, that's the thing, is he's just going to let you do what you're doing. It seems important, so... Not that he knows anything about, like, mystical divine connections.
Did you search Nan's body while you were going over his corpse?
Well, I assume I did. It's
Okay.
usually part of a cursory investigation.
Like, nope, I just left all his effects, just in whatever cavity I found.
The curious
them
thing
in.
that you find is a lack of anything, as in he's not carrying a belt or belt pouch or anything like that. It almost seems like someone had already taken everything off of his body. However, he does have an exceptionally nice hat.
Hey,
That's pretty much it.
is the hat worth anything? I don't know if
Is it a collapsible top hat?
So I'll go ahead and make a crafting check for Vittoria.
Yeah,
Looking
that's
this
pretty
over with what I believe is a critical success.
Hey, nice.
It is an exceptionally nice hat. It's curious, almost all I can really think to describe it is as a musketeer hat, but I'm sure there's a better term for it. But it's but not the really big one, the kind of smaller, like the dashing swordsman type hat with a white feather plume on it.
Oh, like a trifold hat?
No, it's pinned up on one side and flat on the other.
Oh, okay.
It's exceptionally fine quality. You're not entirely positive how much it's worth, although you're surprised that it seems to be undamaged despite being submerged on a corpse for days.
That is odd.
All of his belongings were gone, but the hat's still in shockingly good condition. It shouldn't be that way.
Cesare will detect magic since it's an innate spell and I can do it at will.
Yeah, so you make your way over there, pick up the hat, look it over. There is a magical presence somewhere here, excluding all of your own compatriots. Again, you can only tell if there's magic within 30 feet of you.
I will cast Read Aura. It may be magical. Ooh. It has some sort of illusion magic on it. Give me a few minutes if you don't mind.
Like 10 of them.
Yeah,
Like 10 of these minutes.
Yes, and with my seer, since I'm a seer elf, I get a +1 circumstance bonus on checks to identify.
I would like to use 10 of your human minutes, please.
So, Vittoria, you wade out into the water. Cesare stands over there looking over this hat. Now it's kind of like staggering, whereas like Vittoria finishes hers, and then Adria will finish hers 5 minutes later, and then Cesare will finish his 5 minutes after that.
I just picture Raven like leaning down and looking at it too, and like pawing at it. You know, she's helping. You know?
Wow, I put a paw print in it, and then it comes back up. And I put a paw print in it, and it comes back up. This feather's fun. I think this is a good magic item.
I do believe this statue can move.
Oh.
There are
What?
grooves in the floor. It looks like it can slide.
So a secret passage or tunnel or area within a secret area?
Or a drain.
Weird.
Like you could just drain the water out of here?
But yeah, we had drain on account of, like, there's water that's going to come in through that portcullis.
Well, I don't know. It's just a theory. I think we should finish checking the rest of the rooms down here before we open any secret doors.
Good idea.
Sounds smart.
What is swimming? Is it athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics.
I am going to point out that I really don't know how to swim.
The water's not deep.
Yeah, you can walk.
Well, we don't know where that goes, though. We move the statue, and then does it go deeper? Because the only way it seems to go is down.
Good point.
Unless moving it like opens up some hidden passage somewhere else.
Maybe. I mean, we won't know till we move it, I guess.
And I think we should hold off on that for the moment.
Yeah, let's
Didn't
clear the rest of this
earlier
place.
somebody say something about how we didn't see a way to raise the portcullis?
I think Niccolo made a seek action and determined that the chain goes to that room to the south, so there might
Okay.
be a way to open and close it over there.
I wondered if it was maybe moving the statue does it. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe.
So I guess we wait another few minutes.
5 minutes later, Adria, you finished your meditations.
Yay.
Another 5 minutes past that, Cesare, you finish your identification.
It's a hat of disguise. It allows you to magically cloak yourself in illusions.
Sounds useful.
It'll work once per day.
For how long?
And for about an hour. Long enough
not
to sneak in somewhere and do what you need to do.
I like the way you think.
Oh, man, that is such a Lucia thing.
I mean, first off, that's super Lucia. So Lucia, rather than put it in the backpack with the other loot, pops it on her head.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Woo!
Vittoria probably like crinkles her nose a bit since that's been on a dead body for 7 days in the
Yeah.
water, but it's like, yeah, okay.
Okay, Lucia takes a sniff of it and then says, "It apparently wash off," and just like pops on her head.
There is usually quite a bit of bug activity on dead bodies.
Wait, bugs?
Maybe.
Ah!
I just got rid of my gremlin lice.
I will 2-action cast Prestidigitation to tidy up the hat.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
Are there bugs in
Yes.
my hair? Adria, are there bugs in my hair? For
There ain't
serious.
bugs in your hair. Put the hat on. It's all good. It's fine.
Okay.
Someone's
Crisis
been
averted.
awfully patient to the south of us, so...
If
Yeah,
there's
that's
even
kinda weird.
anyone here, if it's a magical light, perhaps it's something that Nan set up before he was killed.
Maybe.
A normal lamp wouldn't stay lit for 8 days, though. He disappeared on the Night of Ashes.
But moreover, somebody was playing a game of cards, too. I don't think the cards would have stayed played on their own. Well, I mean, I don't think the cards
You'd
would
have-
have played on their own, rather.
You would have had to have somebody to play with.
For towers, yes.
But I guess we'll head south. Towards the
Well,
light.
do we want to poke into the room with the beds just to like see
I
if
think
there's
we
anything
should look
useful
around
in
in there.
Okay,
I feel like
then...
I feel like we should poke in there first because clearly whoever's in there, if they're still in there, is going to wait forever.
All right, so we'll go across from the dock then.
You make your way across, step into They're actually just rough stairs leading up. The easiest way you can describe it is, it feels like you're under the Long Roads Coffeehouse. And as you make your way over here, it looks like they just knocked down the walls between this and an abandoned subcellar of the house next door. Since, again, there are so many buried underground sections where the street level has been raised or lowered throughout this city that entire underground sections of the city are just unknown.
Makes me think of Pompeii, where they kept building another Pompeii on top of the old Pompeii.
Yeah, basically. As you step in here, you find a sprawling room. Again, you get the feeling that at one point there were multiple rooms here. However, now there are just 3 support pillars, as they kept the support pillars to keep the ceiling from falling in, but knocked out all the other rooms to just make one spacious chamber. Here you can see the private latrine that you had seen earlier that was separated off with only a curtain to separate it off from the rest of this room. The curtain is currently open. In addition to that, there are a few bunks down here that are actually relatively new. All of these bunks appear to be sized for either children or people half the size of a full-grown man.
I'm sure she was using this for her bellflower.
Bellfire. That's kind of cool, though.
Activities.
In addition to that, there are some old bunks down here that look like they've probably been here for years. This chamber could easily comfortably sleep 20 or 30.
This does look like it would be a good beginning hideout.
There are other pieces of furniture in here as far as chairs and tables and such. These seem to have been recently either smashed or broken into bits, seemingly with intention. But the intention seems to be more along the lines of a cat knocking a vase off of a shelf is with intention, but no real goal in mind.
So the dire Corby got bored.
Yeah.
The only other thing of note is the latrine does smell.
Well, it's a latrine.
There is another exit out of the chamber.
Do we really think, though, that... I don't think the dire Corby would have cared enough to use a latrine, though.
Well, the guy that Nan guy would have used it up until maybe he died.
Yeah.
That was like a week ago, though. I mean, I don't know if it would, would it smell so pungently? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, honestly. It just seems
I don't know.
a little odd.
I'm not aware of this, the stinking of use.
The decay rate or something of that sort of thing. I don't know.
Would anyone like to make a survival check?
I have no survival, so I'd be trying it blind.
I can make an untrained survival check.
This is not in Lucia's wheelhouse of experiences that she has had.
No, this isn't really
Vittoria can
Cesare's
do it.
bag
She has a
either.
I
+4.
have a +4.
Nice. Go sniff
So
that stink.
Vittoria and Adria want to make some survival checks?
Yep.
So Adria, you make your way over there. Vittoria, you're not entirely positive. Unfortunately, this hasn't been something you've covered quite as much in your forensic studies.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be generally relevant, but,
Adria, looking this over, your years of traveling and being one with nature, you kind of look inside there. Probably take the bucket, swish it around a little bit.
God, really?
It's a nice bouquet.
Oh.
No, this is fresh.
Are we sure that bird thing wouldn't have used the latrine?
Do you really think it's the type to do so?
Judging by small piles you found in the corners of this room, you don't think so. The corner, of course!
Okay, so this guy definitely had a dire Corby friend because, or somebody had a dire Corby friend because if there's fresh waste, then that means the people in the Corby were in the same area at the same time. This is weird.
Somebody has either found a way to be friends with the dire Corby, or they had some sort of truce, or I don't know.
I mean, that's weird, right? I mean,
It does
Adria
seem odd.
tried and didn't have any luck whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them, but I don't think they're particularly peaceful creatures.
Yeah, something's not adding up for sure.
There's a little room off to the north that I can't see completely, and it looks like there might be something down to the south, too.
There is a room up to the north, and that's the only exit from this chamber that you have not gone through, or don't know where it goes.
Is this the latrine down here?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't see all the way into it because of the pillar. No.
Everyone crowds into the latrine.
We're a real team now.
Yeah, I guess let's check the north area.
Okay.
To the north.
You make your way out of here, pass through a narrow door. Again, this isn't so much as a door as they have knocked out a wall into another
Oh my gosh.
underground chamber.
And nobody heard them doing this, right?
Well, again,
Who
you don't know
would've?
how many years ago this was. This might have been from back during the Chelish Rebellion or
Oh, fair. Yeah.
any time there. This leads into a room relatively large in size, about 20 feet across, about 20 feet or 25 feet wide.
No.
The room has a large central table, about 8 feet wide, 15 feet in overall length. Not much is on here other than what appear to be a few copper bracelets. There were papers on here, although these are scattered across the floor. A area off towards the side has been formed into what vaguely seems like a nest of broken wood, as well as a collection of different pillows taken from the other rooms and shredded bits of blanket. The wall opposite from where you come in is covered with a map of Ravenel,
Huh.
the surrounding region, the northern portion of Chiliax, extending all the way, showing out as far as like Ravenel Forest, as far south as central Chiliax, and as far east as Nidal. There are numerous marks on here, although what they mean you have no idea.
It seems the dire Corby was spending his time here. Cesare leans down and picks up one of the papers.
Cesare picking up the papers, you do not know the language these are written in.
Do they look like they're more like they're encoded, or like it's just a language we don't read?
It doesn't necessarily look encoded. Well, I suppose Cesare looking this over. What are the rest of you doing while Cesare's looking over the paperwork?
Adria picks up these bracelets.
I think I want to poke into like my head into the. There looks like there's like a big old closet, kind of walk-in closet off this, and see what's in there.
Vittoria will take a look at the map.
Okay.
I think I'd like to have Niccolo take a look, just stand by that southern entrance and try to look out toward the main hallway, just in case somebody tries to like sneak past us while we're all in here.
So first off, Cesare looking over this paperwork. You do not know this language, however, you can recognize this language as being halfling. Adria looking over the bracelets, you can tell that these are 3 copper bracelets. They're rather nice in design. Interestingly, they are not something you'd consider to be remotely Chilaxian. They more look like the bracelets or bangles that would be worn by Varetian performers. That being said, they're actually rather well made. They're worth 15 silver pieces each.
Nice.
Wow.
In addition, on the table is a silver locket. It bears a single word, although you don't recognize the language. It's currently closed.
I'm gonna open it.
Opening it, you find that it's full of oddly shaped, small, thin, white. You kind of lean down, look it over. Eggshell? It's not like chicken eggshell. It's like a bird eggshell, but it's thick.
So is it like a component for something?
You don't know. Vittoria looking over the map, you can tell that this map is out of date, for starters. This is a map from probably a good maybe 30 or 40 years ago. There are numerous marks on this map, although you can't tell exactly what they pertain towards. A variety of different symbols. Some of them look like stalks of wheat, some of them look like sickles, some of them look like maybe bushels or barrels. That being said, you don't think, just judging by the ink on here, that this map has probably been used in the better part of 30 or 40 years. Lucia, looking into this other room, you can see that this chamber contains numerous shelves, what were probably once wine racks, although judging by the tubes you see in these, it seems like someone converted them from being wine racks to being basically scroll holders, for you're going to guess more paperwork. That being said, there's nothing in here that's of any use. Honestly, all the shelves look like that they were probably cleared out years ago.
I mean, I got a bunch of documents in here, but nothing else of use.
The papers on the floor are written in halfling.
I speak
Oh.
that.
Yeah, me too. I guess I'll take a look at some papers.
Cesare will look at the locket to see if he recognizes the language on the outside.
Yeah, this is some weird eggshell inside. I don't know.
It's Elven. It says mother.
And it has eggshell inside.
Do I have any idea with my Elven lore what this might be about?
Elves lay eggs.
Yeah.
Did the dire
Very
Corby's
confirmed.
mother speak Elven or something?
Cesare knows that elves don't lay eggs.
Sure they do.
Cesare's had elven birds and bees.
Oh,
Conversations.
jeez.
Little does anyone know, that is the most alien thing about elves, is that they lay eggs.
Oh
They
my
have no
gosh.
feathers, but they lay eggs. They're like reptiles.
They're like penguins. So it's a silver locket that has the word mother on it.
With eggshells in it? That is strange.
I guess it could be like something sentimental for someone. It's just that means it's only for that specific person, really.
Is it magic?
Casting Detect Magic, you sense no magic in here other than the magic that you brought with you. Looking this over with a crafting check, it is extraordinarily well crafted. As in, this is not like somebody took a locket and then inscribed the elven word on that. As in, this was probably crafted by elves. It is worth 5 gold pieces.
Nice.
Dang.
This is definitely elven craftsmanship, though I don't know why anyone would put eggshells in it. It must be significant to whoever owned it.
Yeah, their loss.
Anything interesting in the papers?
Looking over the papers, they seem to be a number of documentation from a farm. It talks about crop growth, tending to the fields. Every once in a while, it talks about a variety of different bushels being moved.
It feels like some sort of weird code for that organization.
Code for the
Someone's coming.
bellflowers.
What?
Someone's coming. Shh. Can I try to approach slightly further to the south, stealthily?
For all the rest of you, you don't hear anything. Niccolo just goes, someone's coming, and then crouches down and then disappears into the darkness of the room outside.
What?
Niccolo, you crouch, slip through the door, dart your way forward behind the nearest pillar, crouch down, your eyes gleaming in the blackness, still some light pouring out from the chamber from behind you. You don't see anything. You're not positive you hear anything as you look out, but you have this disconcerting sensation that as you sit here in the darkness, trying to stay perfectly still and quiet, that someone else is sitting in the darkness trying to stay perfectly still and quiet.
It's a little spy versus spy action.
Oh, God.
Here.
Do you wish to stealth further?
I pull out a sling stone and throw it to the south.
Okay.
Cesare is going to take a step over so he can actually see into that room.
Keep in mind that you're bringing your light with you, so as you
Oh,
do so,
that's-
you're starting to flood light into the chamber that Niccolo's stealthing in.
Ugh.
Adria will step a little bit because she doesn't have light on her.
Lucia's going to stay where she is until she hears
Yeah.
the sound of combat, then she'll run.
Again, I don't know if this person's going to try to fight us or not, but I would at least like to figure out something about them before I introduce myself.
Okay. It's not a secret check, so go ahead and roll me a deception check, because I'm going to count this as you're creating a diversion.
Fair enough. That works. Deception. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. I roll a 19, which gets me a 24 on deception.
Brava.
Nice.
As you do this, you hear the soft shuffle of feet. There's a faint clicking with it, like claws on stone. Again, you're under the impression that they're just on the other side of a wall ahead of you, between the wall that basically separates the two entrances into the room you're in. And then it almost sounds like when you threw it through the stone further to the south towards the far side of the room, that they moved to the opposite corner of that wall. As if they're just waiting on the other side of the exit from this chamber.
Interesting.
Eggshells in a locket and claws on stone.
Oh, maybe it's a kobold.
A kobold that knows Elven, though?
It's the Dire
They bought
Corby's
it from an
babies.
elf.
Eh.
You monster.
Maybe he doesn't even know what it says. It's just a locket that he put the eggshell. You know what I
Or
mean?
he's a smart kobold. You don't know. Could be a wizard.
Well, just languages are just a lot harder to learn in second edition, so
Yeah, but if they have a high intelligence, they could have them.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's just, it seems less likely it's a kobold that just happens to know Elvish, and especially since, I mean, elves are common for this region, but they're still not exactly, like, common around here.
What would you like to do, Niccolo?
Jeez. I think I'm going to try to stealth out the northern entrance from this room, see if I can see somebody on the other side.
Cesare does not like how far it seems Niccolo is getting from everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't see him, so we don't actually know how far away he is.
Niccolo, you make your way forward, darting past the pillar, crouching low, probably gritting your teeth a little bit where you're just like, I do love the protection this armor affords me, but that soft clink clink as you make your way ahead.
It's not great, yeah.
You make your way halfway down the steps. Again, these uneven cut steps. And while it is a secret check, it's not a secret to you as you feel your right boot slip as you're just on the lip of one of the stairs, bang your knee into the wall, and just kind of catch yourself before you drop. You still could not help an involuntary sucking of air through your teeth as you just grit. As you do so, you hear this quick click, 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 click sound of someone retreating back into the room to the south, the chamber where the light source is.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting.
Well, when you said the click, 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 I thought he was like loading his crossbow.
No, it's the little clicky clack of claws on the stone.
I am
Maybe.
going to point out that there were claw marks on the guy's back.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the corby had claws.
True.
Also, Niccolo, I'll just go ahead and tell you this. As you glance over, the body of the corby has been moved slightly, rolled over from its side onto its back.
Is there another one?
I'm gonna move back. Well, yeah, I'm gonna move back to
I'm gonna charge!
No. Well, and that's the thing, too, is that, again, it doesn't seem aggressive. It didn't go toward me when it knew where I was, presumably. I mean, I'm presuming it knew where I was, but I did make a lot of noise, so...
So, Niccolo, I suppose for Adria standing there, you're just kind of trying to squint into the darkness, and for a second you see like a flash of red eyes before Niccolo just kind of materializes out of the darkness.
You were pretty loud out there. You think you scared him off?
Thanks, yes.
Adria did make a 23 perception, so she did hear you.
Well, I don't think she needed to make a 23 perception.
Didn't need to be
hear me.
particularly good.
She could have made like a probably 10 and been like, oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, that would have done.
Yes, I may have botched that a little bit, but there is definitely still somebody else here. I don't think they want a confrontation, though. I definitely gave away my position and they ran off.
Well, let's go find him.
I went to the south.
Perhaps for now, we should put our weapons away to appear less hostile.
Sure. But whatever it is, it's a clacking of claws. I don't know. It doesn't sound like footsteps, not like booted footsteps.
I'd like to take a slight detour.
Sure.
I want to check the body one more time.
Sure.
I don't think our friend's going to approach us, so...
Vittoria, you lean down, you look these over.
Blast. The damage from the water, I can't tell if the claw marks match the dire corby.
I do tend to agree with Niccolo, though. If it was hostile, you think it would have attacked him when it noticed him.
I mean, that's a good point. It hasn't attacked us up until now, too, and it's definitely hurt us.
Yeah, and those were here.
All right, let's go.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let's go.
Let's go!
Yahoo!
Waha!
Woo, woo.
Oh, this is a big room. I don't know why I said it.
You're not wrong.
That was really busted.
Also, weakest swing ever needed.
That was so weird.
You make your way forward. You enter into, again, this room full of stacks of unopened crates, filling most of the space, creating this maze of boxes. And again, just the two tables. The lantern still low, the other one extinguished. It is no longer, although Niccolo would be the only one to probably notice this, it is no longer smoking, as if it was recently extinguished. Enough time you think has passed since then.
Probably, yeah, makes sense. We took a while to examine that other room, and yeah.
Hey, we know you're in here, so you might as well come out. We ain't gonna hurt you.
Your actions so far beg to differ.
Well, that guy attacked us first, and the gators tried to eat us.
True, we can't really negotiate with the reptiles.
Also, what language are they speaking?
They're responding in Taldane, so common.
Okay.
For everyone, I'll give it to, everyone but Lucia. You can tell that the voices seem to be coming from somewhere ahead of you, behind the boxes on the far side of the room. Why are you here?
We're looking for a guy named Nan, but we think we found him. We think he's the dead guy.
We didn't do it.
Who's we?
Got him.
Who's Nam to you?
A friend of Miss Long Road, who owns the coffee house upstairs.
Who's
Yes.
Long Road?
The halfling.
Yes.
What coffee
she's-
house?
The one on the surface?
You are in her basement and her storage room.
Nan said this was his place.
Well, Nan's used it before. Were you friends with Nan?
We hired him.
For what?
Smuggling?
Come into the light.
Okay.
I want to perception some traps.
Yeah, I'd like to look around.
it definitely seems like they're like
Like you
trying
want
to
to
get
check
us
the
in a
square in
certain
front
spot.
of you for traps, or
If it helps, I also do have the trap finder
trap
feat.
spotters?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay,
trap
cool.
spotter, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
No, it is called trap finder. They actually changed the
Oh,
name
that's
of
right.
it.
They changed the name of it.
Yeah.
Do you want to make your way forward?
Cesare is gonna make his way forward.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I believe in,
Yeah.
in the rogue's ability to see
Yep.
traps.
We trust Niccolo.
I mean, as long as you don't actually rely on me for stealth, I think we'll be fine.
You did a pretty okay job.
Niccolo also looks around like he does enjoy a good game of cards. Like, is there any way I can tell like who was winning, or is it just too
Since you
scattered
called
at
for
this
it,
point?
I'll give this to you. Since you called for it, you can't tell who was winning. You can tell 4 people were playing.
Oh.
Oh.
Got a good game of cards going on over here. I enjoy some towers. Perhaps we can play later.
Okay, I see what you're trying.
What am I trying?
I can tell you're trying to be friendly. How is this going to end?
That's up to you, bud.
I mean, are you with the Thrones?
Adria makes a face.
No, I don't know any Thrones.
We were sent down here to find Miss Longroad's friend, Nan. She uses this area as a storage chamber. So, technically, you're on her property, but unless you're going to attack, we have no intention of doing it.
We are not like law enforcement, just so you know.
I'm not worried about law enforcement. I'm worried about bounty hunters.
Oh,
No.
Did Cincher send you?
Did who send us?
Zensher, who is
have I
Zensher?
heard of this person?
Sorry, I don't have all of your lores here. What lores does the group have?
I have guild lore.
Chelish nobility for me.
Asmodean and Elvin.
I have Lore Kintargo.
I have guild lore. However, if it is pertinent, I also do have the streetwise feat, which means that I can actually recall knowledge for information I normally need to gather information about.
Okay. Secret check. Suppose as all of you kind of look between one another like,
What?
Cincher. As Niccolo goes, what?
Why are you yelling?
No, I mean, Ross is yelling because Ross
Oh.
actually remembers who this is.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you got sent the secret information about how bad this guy is or whatever.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway,
And also secret check.
Niccolo cocks an eyebrow. I've never been to Riddleport. I've never met that man.
I've been to Riddleport. Been a minute, though.
He's a crime boss.
Oh.
As I said, we were sent down here by Miss Longroad to find her friend Nan, which I believe we have already done. Cesare gestures behind him.
And since we're friends with Miss Longroads and she was friend with Nan and Nan was friend with you guys by the transitive property of friendship, we are friends.
Sure.
I used that right? Transitive
Yeah.
property?
Yeah, you did a
Yes,
real
okay.
good job.
Okay, good.
Go ahead and everyone make an impression. That's going to be a diplomacy check.
I guess we all do it individually.
Ouch.
Yes.
I'm going to use my hero point on this nat one. And get a nat 20. That's how that's supposed to work.
Oh, that's the way
There
to do
you
it right
go.
there.
Very nice.
You
I
somewhat
wish I
undermined
could
your
do
credibility where you're like, I've been to Riddleport.
Yeah.
I could be a bounty hunter.
Look at me. Do I look like a bounty hunter? I get a nat 20 for a 24.
I roll a 13 for a 19.
Cesare rolls a 17, which gets him a 22.
Vittoria rolls an 11 for 15.
And I also roll an 11 for a 16.
After a moment, you hear this shuffling from behind the box ahead of you. A single figure steps out. The woman probably stands at about 5.5 feet tall, wearing armor with her hood pulled low, from under which you can see her dark black eyes, fine black feathers, and long beak. As the Tengu steps out, cocks her head curiously. We didn't kill him.
Who's we?
She clicks her beak 3 times. From the sides, you can hear shuffling as another 1, then 2, then 3 other female Tengu step out.
I mean, we're pretty sure it was that Dia Corby that killed him.
Yeah, Cough.
What?
That guy.
Cough was our... She just kind of gestures with a hand and like almost a rolling hand motion, like trying to figure out a word for it.
It's your middleman.
No,
No.
sister. I'm Corva. These are my sisters, Jay, Maggie, and Trep. She gestures to the other 3. We're the Fushi sisters.
Good to meet you. I'm Niccolo.
Adria.
Lucia.
Vittoria.
Cesare. And this is the Raven.
We were doing a smuggling job in Riddleport, and we found an egg. I thought it was a Tengu egg. I thought that they were slavers, perhaps. We
no.
hatched her, and she looked odd, but we raised her. She grew to maturity maybe 4 years ago, and she was full grown after 2, so obviously not a Tengu, but one of the sisters nods. You think the one that was identified as Maggie. We felt responsible. The first sister, Corva, nods again. Unfortunately, she grew violent. More and more violent. Eventually, she ended up killing a bookie for Zenture while we were trying to collect payment for a job. And then we decided to get out. Fortunately, there was a smuggler in Riddleport that said that he could get us to safety, and, well, originally the plan was to make our way far enough south, he said, to Absalom, but once we got to here, he said that there was some sort of rebellion or something going on in the south, that West Crown was fighting against Chiliacs, and that he couldn't secure a safe route to the inner sea for us. So he was going to put us in contact with the local gang. The River Talons, I think he said.
River Talons.
How about we make you a different offer, because we're starting up something like a gang.
Like a gang?
You know, a group of people
just
working against the law.
Over at Adria, like, seriously.
It's like a gang. We can use some smugglers.
We literally just met these people. We have no idea if they're trustworthy.
We should be careful because they do know where the secret base that we're about to try to be in is. Raven whispers in your ear.
They're hiding out here. They could stay here if they wanted to work with us.
Well, okay, first off, how did you meet up with Nan then?
He was obviously the smuggler, most likely.
He was down in the docks, and we'd heard that he'd smuggled a number of people out of Chiliacs. So we figured he'd be able to smuggle us in. From what we understand, there's a powerful guild of thieves that works out of West Crown, so we thought about maybe going down there and working with them. But unfortunately, we ended up stuck here. He said that there was something going on upstairs and told us to sit tight. And when he came back, he told all of us that we would have to stay here for a while longer. He said maybe a couple weeks or a month.
The Night of Ashes happened.
Koff got angry, jumped him from behind, and snapped his neck.
Yeah, that tracks.
But left you alone because obviously you raised her.
The other 3 nod. Corva kind of looks down, looks back out towards the hallway. We didn't want anything to happen to Nan, and that was our fault. We thought we could control Koff, but she just became angrier and harder and stronger as she got older, and I knew what would have to be done. She kind of fingers her blade.
The loss of a family member, especially one that you consider a child, is hard. You have my deepest sympathies.
Lucia will pull out the locket that we found. Did you guys make this for Koff?
She shuffles her feet a little bit, kind of nervously looking over all of you as if for judgment. I stole it from an elven wizard who was passing through Riddleport trying to study the gate.
Niccolo shrugs.
I thought maybe if she had something to center her, it would help, so I took some of the bits from her egg and kept them in there so that she knew that someone cared. But she would quickly change between being caring and attentive to being violent, like a half-feral dog.
Would you like this back to have to remember her by?
She stares at it for a long moment. No, I'd rather not have to look at it.
Okay. Lucia will pocket it again.
As I said, you are in the basement of the Long Roads Coffeehouse, which is owned by a halfling woman. She is in the business of helping those who need it. I'm sure she wouldn't mind allowing you to stay down here for a little bit longer.
Does she know the River Talons?
I honestly do not know, but she probably wouldn't mind you staying down here for a little while until you can get out of the city or make whatever plans that you wish to make.
You said that you were in need of smugglers.
Yeah.
We could maybe help. We'd be happy to join your gang.
We are not a gang.
It's basically a gang.
We are not a gang.
So, we are not a gang in the traditional sense, in that we do not rob and pillage and, rough people up.
We're more of an organization.
Yeah, except for the bad guys. We are more of the overthrowing the government that is oppressive and hurting the people of the town above.
Right.
We are a rebellion and not a gang. I will have no part in anything that is calling itself a gang and acting as thus.
Okay, it sounds like you guys are still working things out.
A bit.
Corvette kind of hops on one of the crates, finally puts her knife away.
Oh, good, yeah.
We don't have anywhere, and I guess now with Nan dead and having burned all the bridges in Riddleport, we can't go home and we can't go south, and we're definitely not going east to the Cthulhites.
Oh, yeah.
And from what I understand, there's no way to even get to Arcadia or start a new life across the sea, so we're kind of out of directions.
What we are doing is not going to be safe, it is not going to be easy, and it isn't going to be enriching. It is going to be something that might be of benefit to the city. It is up to you whether or not you wish to join us. If you do not, I hold you no ill will, because, frankly, I don't know how long this is going to last.
She gestures her sisters over, form a tight little circle, all kind of bob their heads into the center of it. You can hear a couple, beak clacking and quick talking between them. Corvette turns back. We're looking for a home. The four of us used to run Shiver between Corvosa and
dang.
Riddleport through ogre territory. We're not afraid of whatever this town has to offer.
Fair enough.
You ever been to Hook Mountain? It's terrible.
Yep.
Oh.
Gross.
Well,
It sounds like you would be a boon to us.
this is a city full of people that need help, and if you're willing to help us help them, I don't see any reason why you can't have a home here.
She makes her way forward, stands in front of Niccolo, who I think towers over her because she's 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah, Niccolo's 6'2", so yes.
Oh my.
She then brings up one hand, builds up enough saliva to dribble it into it because she has a beak, and then extends her hand towards you.
Niccolo spits in his, and it's been a while since I've done this, but yeah, I was 8
Not since we were
last time I
kids.
did this. Yeah.
All of our pandemic training from the last couple years is just
exactly.
oh god,
It's
no.
like, oh,
Yeah,
please
it's like,
don't.
what
This
are
is
you
the worst thing you
doing?
could do. Don't even shake
hand
hands, let alone
sanitizer.
spit.
Yeah, he'll extend his hand then.
The two of you shake hands, and we'll pick it up here next time.
Oh,
Examine the
yeah.
statue.
You still have to examine a statue, too.
Oh, we are not even done exploring all the cool stuff this place has.
Find the Path Ventures is an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. Hell's Rebels is copyright 2015. Hell's Rebels and the Pathfinder Adventure Path are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission. Find the Path Ventures have converted Hell's Rebels from Pathfinder to Pathfinder Second Edition. Conversion notes are available to our Patreon backers at patreon.com/findthepath.